a book that I've read recently, or I say recently, is probably 3, 4, maybe 5 months ago. But it's man, it was something crucial conversations. But it was teaching you to have those hard conversations. People do not want to have hard conversations. As much as we can, we try to shy away from them. When in all reality, we need to have those conversations.
Even if they're awkward and uncomfortable.
Even if they're awkward and uncomfortable. But man, there's times where I've just tried to lean into them as much as I can. If I know that there's a potential awkward conversation that I need to have, I'm going to have it. And am I perfect at them? Absolutely not. There's definitely been times where I've positioned myself in them and it just didn't go the way that I planned. But if we never face them, we'll never grow, right?
Right.
And the more you have, the more you develop opportunities to grow from that. I mean, like we're talking about the podcast, right? As you do more, you get more comfortable, right? You get to know, okay, they're talking about this, so that triggers a question in me to be able to keep going with the conversation, right?
Yeah.
But you can only learn that and develop that as you continue to do more and more and more,
Yes.
right? It's not like you're like, oh, boom. And some people are like that, and some people aren't.
I'm definitely not. So.
And so as you're growing in this and you're doing it more, you're able to start, okay, this is the question that I want to ask him. This is the next thing. So it keeps the conversation going. You only learn that as you're thrown into the mix, And so, yeah, man, I'm a huge advocate for crucial conversations and the things that we need to talk about. But anyways, yeah, going back to the answering your question of how do you prepare, it's just, man, if something means a lot to you, for instance, like parenting, relationships, whatever it is, be intentional with having that planned out beforehand, not waiting till, again, the rubber hits the road, but you're planning already ahead of time before you get to the track, what course I'm going to take,
So, and don't let it build up.
Yeah.
Don't let frustration and anger build up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to stop at 4 kids or are you planning on having more?
Oh, dude, I'm tapped out.
Gotcha.
Literally.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm sorry. I just get it. No, I'm sorry. That's a very cut and dry answer. Man, we felt at peace with 4. That was actually that was the desire. And we're like, by any means, I'm not like, all right, Lord, that's it. You don't get to decide. I mean, I kind of made that action step, but the Lord's I've heard stories about dudes getting the snip done and they still managed to have kids. I've heard both sides of the story where one dude did it, his wife did it too. They still had kids, right?
That's crazy.
Dude, when you're supposed to have another kid, you're supposed to have another kid, right? The Lord's going to make a way. But all that to say, man, we had 3 boys and then 1 little girl came. And it's funny. I had my boy and I was praying for a girl all those times. And the Lord really had to deal with me on that second one. He had dude. So I had a boy, and that I wanted a boy first. I always wanted a girl first, but I don't know, man. It was like a week or 2 before we found out the gender reveal. We did all that. I just felt like the switch flipped, and I wanted a boy first. I wanted a boy. I wanted my boy first, right?
Yeah.
And it happened, and I was geeked. I was thrilled, dude. And then we found out we were having another one. I was like, Lord, let this be a girl. Like, I want a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Let it happen, and prayed, did all that stuff, and had a boy. And I remember sitting in the ultrasound, and before we found out that we were having a boy, I sat there nervous with my wife, but I'm like, man, God grants us the desires of our hearts, right? Right? Nope. I mean, not nope. Sorry, that's wrong. But he does things his way. And quite often we think the God that agrees with us is the God, but quite often it's just our other conscience of fleshly desires. Anyways, I was sitting in the room and the lady's like, are you guys ready to find out? I'm like, I mean,